Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our standard form equation, we're going to convert it into vertex form, and we're going to graph it. We're also going to find the focus and directrix, and then we're going to graph those also. Looking at this right here, what we have is x equals, we're going to take our expression right here, we're going to find our new c value in order to turn it into vertex form. So we're going to take the 6 divided by 2, square it, which is 9. That gives us y squared plus 6y plus 9 plus 10. Now, remember, whenever we add 9 on one side, we have to do the exact same thing on the other. This next step, I'm going to do 2 steps in one. Take my trinomial and I'm going to factor it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract my 9. So I get a 1. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my vertex. My vertex, this is my k value. This is my h value. Now, whenever we have a parabola where it's x equals, it's either going to go to the right or it's going to go to the left. Because my a value is positive, it means that it's going to go to the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it so my vertex is a little bit more in the center of the graph. So I have 1, -3. And when I'm graphing this, what we have to remember is that when we square something, if there's a difference of 1, 1 squared is still 1. So if I move 1 away, I move up 1. Or I should say to the right. Now, when I move 2 away, either up or down, because that's my y value, when I square it, it becomes 4. So when I move 2 away, I move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the same on the other side. So this right here gives me my parabola. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the focus and directrix. So with the focus, I have my 1 and -3. I'm going to take my k value, which is the 1, and I'm going to add, if you remember, I'm going to add my p value, and the p value is 1 over 4a. A value is 1, so if I plug a 1 in there, that becomes 1/4. So that means my focus is 1 and 1/4 and -3. My directrix is going to be a vertical line, and instead of adding the 1/4, I'm going to subtract the 1/4. So that means my directrix is 3/4. So what I have is a vertical line at 3/4. And just as I stated before, whatever distance that we have right here, it's going to be the same distance that we have right here. So this point right here from the focus is going to be the same distance as this right here. Now, let's look at our last example. This time we're going to get the y by itself. So I'm going to subtract the 2x squared. I'm going to factor out a -2. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my new c value. So I have y equals -2, x squared minus 4x plus 4 is 5. And remember, since I added a 4 on this side, but it's in parentheses, that would be a -8. I'm going to do 2 steps in one. First, I'm going to factor it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the 8. I add the 8, it becomes a +3. So my vertex is going to become 2 and 3. Now, when I'm finding my focus, I'm going to take my k value, which is 3, and I'm going to add p to it. Now, just remember, 1 over 4 times a. A is -2, so that would be -8. So I have 3 plus a -8. So that means that my focus is going to be 2 and 7. My directrix is going to be y equals 3 minus a -1/8, meaning it's going to be y equals 3 and 1/8. So when we're graphing this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put the focus more in the middle. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit higher so we can try to fit as much of it we can. And my vertex is 2, 3. So I have a vertex of 2, 3. I'm looking at my a value, and that's -2. Y means up or down. Since it's a -2, it means it goes down 2. And then when we square something, it's two-way. So 2 squared is 4 times -2 is -8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Finding the focus and directrix. My focus is 2 and 7/8. And my directrix is a horizontal line at 3 and 9. And that right there would be my final grade.